Hello everybody, and welcome to my first YouTube tutorial. We are going to start simple with a basic guide to melee PvP on Tradelands. First things first, it is important to understand which weapons to use and how to use them. The most important of which is the saber, followed closely by the falchion, and after that, the cutlass. There are other weapons like the short sword, small sword, stiletto, and so on. However, most of these weapons are difficult to use or require significant experience to master, and should be avoided by beginners for all intensive purposes. Stamina is one of the most important aspects of Tradelands PvP. There are multiple things you can do that increase or reduce your stamina. Sprinting, blocking, swinging your sword, jumping, and consuming hardtack or other consumables all reduces your stamina. There are some consumables in-game, such as those purchased from the Nova Balreska Tavern, that increase your stamina. However, these cost doubloons and aren't worth it most of the time. The first part of defense in Tradelands PvP is blocking, of which there are three types: overhead blocking, side blocking, and hip or low blocking. As you can see here, his block parried me and caused a particle effect to emit from my character. This is called a parry, and I am unable to do anything involving stamina for the duration of this effect. The circle to my left is a diagram of a player's perceived weak spots while blocking, with the weak spots highlighted in lime green. These areas are vulnerable to hits even while blocking, often failing to register the block or often not blocking regardless. Here is a demonstration of a basic dodge, involving a jump to the right, giving me an opportunity to swing on a vulnerable opponent. In this frame, it is incredibly important to engage the enemy from the right, as this puts you as far away from their sword as possible, minimizing the chance that their weapon actually hits you if they swing. If possible, you should prioritize always engaging an enemy from the right side diagonally. If low on health or faced with multiple enemies, retreating is always a viable tactic. You should face the enemy with your sword out, in case they catch up to you and you need to block their attack. Now, we will discuss the different kind of attacks available to you with your sword. This diagram to my left is a basic visual demonstration of how best to engage an enemy. The red dot indicates an opponent. The black dot is you. The blue lines show which way the person is facing, and green dots are sword placements. In order to utilize the maximum range of a weapon's swing so that you can hit an enemy from the furthest distance possible, you should engage somebody diagonally as demonstrated in the diagram and quickly flick your mouse to the left and right once. This will extend the range of your swing, especially if you are using the saber. It is important to remember that this works only from a diagonal, and attacking an enemy head-on will reduce the effectiveness of your attack. It is also important to know that crafting a weapon out of gems, which are emerald, ruby, amethyst, sapphire, salt, and onyx, will increase the damage of a weapon slightly. There are also glow materials that can be obtained out of Robux purchase crates during events that apply a ticking or stamina reduction effect upon hitting somebody. The fifth and final part to understanding Tradelands PvP is faking and/or baiting. Faking and baiting involves sprinting for a few milliseconds before stopping and moving backwards to give the enemy the impression that you are going to attack, but aren't. This will elicit one of two responses. The enemy will likely either attempt to charge you to score a hit, or will attempt to block the fake attack. Both will open an opportunity to score a hit by taking advantage of your opponent's confusion. We have reached the end of the video. I have provided you with the basics to Tradelands PvP and educated you with some tips and tricks. There is one other thing though: legendary weapons. Legendary weapons are certain craftable combos that provide buffs to the weapon. There are currently 15 known combos in-game, and they are too complex to explain. Instead, I am going to put the list of each here, and you can read them on your own time.